Hello and welcome. I hope everyone is doing well. Today we are doing a daily tarot reading. This is not a sign specific reading, so if the title resonates, then the reading may resonate with you. All right, let's get started with the oracles. Messages for the collective. You have relentless craving. Addiction is a prison disguised as freedom. Consumed, eroding habits. On the bottom is addiction. That's interesting. Compulsive need despite negative consequences. Get support and therapy. Healing, liberation, support. So both of these cards are talking about addiction. All right, so let's get the what's the tea. I'm going to get 3 of these. Messages for the collective. You have hustling, making it rain, focused on money, getting it. You have thief, robbed, lost, theft, physical or emotional. And one more. Head in the clouds. On the bottom is kissing ass. This looks like someone is asking for money or someone is taking money. With his head in the clouds, that's like confusion or illusion. This seems to me like someone who is dealing with some sort of addiction. Someone may be stealing money from someone else in order to feed their addiction. All right, so let's get started with the tarot. So we're going to use the graffiti to pull the cards. We're going to clarify the card that comes out. So tell me about the energy. Tell me about the energy for the collective. We have financially using you, financial abuse, controlling income and expenses, hiding or hoarding money. So that, yeah. On the bottom is criminal record, long list of offenses, warrants out for them. So it seems like we're talking about someone who's not in a good way. Okay, so tell me about financially using you. You have the 5 of coin, the Hierophant, Taurus energy, and the 4 wands in reverse. Magician in reverse. Once again, this is clearly someone who is coming towards someone else to, they're either asking for money or they're taking money, as in stealing money. Let's get some more here. 5 of coin, the Hierophant, the 4 wands in reverse. Four swords in reverse. This may be someone you haven't talked to in a while, or you may be separated from. Definitely a situation where someone has put distance with someone else. The Knight of Wands and the 3 of Wands in reverse. Four of Swords in reverse. Knight of Wands. Three of Wands in reverse. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Lovers. And the Seven of Wands. This Four of Wands in reverse is making me feel like something to do with the home. Either someone isn't welcome in someone's home, or this could be a situation where someone asked for money and that got denied to them. So now, because it was denied to them, they may be. This looks like someone is attempting to rob someone or has robbed someone. This would be someone known. This isn't a stranger. Financially using you. Tell me about financially using you. Birds, this is about family or gossip. The moon is illumination. And the anchor, security or stability. Yeah. This is someone who's deep in the throes of addiction. So they're going to get money for what they need by any means necessary. And that's what I feel like is happening here. I feel like someone has come to someone else that they're not necessarily welcome. There's been separation here, some sort of distance put here. And it seems like they could be asking for money. And even if the other person says no, then they're going to come back and take something. Or they may steal something right under someone's nose. But I feel like it's important to say this is someone who is in an addiction. A lot of people, most people who are in some sort of addiction do things they wouldn't normally do if they weren't in an addiction. So let's see the situation. Tell me about the situation. Checkmate. Upper hand. Impossible for your opponent to win. On the bottom is provocateur. Not afraid to challenge status quo. Ruffles a few feathers. And challenger. Yeah. It's definitely giving the feeling of, if I can't get if you won't give me what I want, then I'll take what I want. I'll get what I want by any means necessary. Tell me about checkmate. King of Coin, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Five of Cups, and the Tower in reverse. Page of Swords in reverse. I think this person is asking for money to avoid a tower. This person knows that if they can't get what they want by asking for it, they're going to take it regardless. And either this person is going to return to steal something, or while they're there, they are going to steal something in order to have money to feed their addiction. King of Coin, Five of Cups, Tower in reverse. Tower, Scorpio energy. I don't know if I said that. The Tower in reverse. It's indicating that they're trying to avoid a tower. They're trying to avoid having to do this. Ace of Swords and the King of Pentacles once again. So we have the King of Coin with the Tower in reverse. We have the Tower in reverse with the King of Coins. So either you are a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or you could be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be. This is also husband, father energy. This is also talking about someone who has stability. This could also be about giving someone money. If you're the stable, grounded one, you could be giving someone money in order to avoid some type of tower, in order for someone not to go and steal from other people, or which, if that's the case, this is enabling. But it's saying the truth here is that someone doesn't want to have to do this, whether it's the person in the addiction or someone enabling someone in addiction. Tell me about the Tower in reverse, Ace of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, Ten of Swords in reverse, the Chariot in reverse. If this is about enabling someone, like giving to someone to prevent them from doing something else, it's saying that's not going to be successful. There's nothing you can do by enabling this person. There's nothing you can do that is going to actually help them. That's what this is saying. Impossible for your opponent to win. So this is indicating, this is talking about the one who's, it seems like this is coming across someone who's enabling. And they're not necessarily doing this to enable the other. This is usually stemmed from someone who just doesn't want to see this other person hurting or struggling. So they see it as sympathy or empathy when really it's only furthering along someone's addiction. So it's saying it's impossible for the person who's enabling to win in this situation. Tell me about checkmate. The Cross, sacrifice or burdens. The Clouds, darkness coming to light or a time of improvements after hardship. And the Key. Okay. So for this reading, you could be the one in the addiction. You could be the one that's enabling. But you could also be on the outside of this situation looking in. You could be looking at someone who is enabling an addict. So, because what this is saying is that whoever is doing the enabling does not see it as enabling. They see it as sympathy. They're seeing it as, if I do this, hopefully this person will get better, or hopefully they will improve. And it's saying that's impossible. The only way this person will do better is if they get out of their addiction and get help. That's the only way. And they have to want to do it for themselves. So let's see the outcome. Tell me about the outcome for the collective. Simp, doing too much for someone, going overboard. Yeah. This is talking about that enabling. The bottom is overlooked, not being valued or appreciated, undermined. And that's another thing in regards to the person who is enabling. As long as they continue to give to this person, they're going to keep on taking. And that leads to the person in the addiction taking advantage of the one who's enabling. Because for them, it's not about, oh, thank you for doing me a favor. This is give me everything I need. Give me everything you have in order for me to feed my addiction because it's an obsession. So tell me about simp. This is indicating that someone needs to stop enabling someone who's in an addiction. We have Temperance, Sagittarius, the Moon in reverse, Pisces, and Strength in reverse, Leo energy. See, Two of Cups in reverse about severing a partnership or not seeing eye to eye. Someone here needs to stop enabling someone who's in an addiction. And for some people, that's a very hard thing to do because they can't separate the fact that they care for someone and want to take care of them. They can't separate that and the fact that they need to stop feeding this person's addiction or giving this person avenues to be able to continue feeding their addiction. Temperance, the Moon in reverse, Strength in reverse. See, this is any confusion becoming clear or the unknown becoming known in regards to having needing to have balance in regards to a lack of strength, courage, or confidence. This is talking about giving in to the person who's in the addiction. Eight of Cups in reverse, Two of Swords. Yeah, not offering support. Having someone needs to have the strength to not offer support. It's saying you don't have to walk away from this person in order to have balance. This is talking about setting boundaries, no longer enabling this person. Eight of Cups in reverse, Two of Swords, Knight of Cups in reverse. Five of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and the World in reverse. It's saying as long as someone gives in and breaks down and keeps supporting this person, that the cycle is going to continue. The one who is enabling needs to understand that they are only furthering this person's addiction. They're only creating a situation for this to repeat. And see, because this person has enabled this person previously, the person in the addiction sees this as a go-to person. So then whenever they start to say, no, I can't give you anything or I don't have anything, they get combative or they start conflict with this person or guilt them. They do whatever is necessary. And this person clearly is already vulnerable. So it makes it even harder in trying to say no once they've already enabled this person. It makes it even harder to turn that person away because then that person who's in that addiction is expecting it from them. So tell me about simp. Woman. So you could be a woman or feminine energy or dealing with a feminine energy. The sun is clarity and the heart is about the relationship. So it's saying that what someone needs to see here in this middle section, that's what this is talking about, is having the clarity that by turning this person away is actually an act of love, even if it doesn't look like it. All right. Let's get the advice. Tell me about the advice for the collective. Intrusion, forcible entry, not minding their own business. See, this is literally what I was just talking about. Is if they can't get what they want, they're going to push the issue in order to get what they want. Thirst trap, attention seeker, needy, willing to sell their soul. See, that's what I'm saying. The person in the addiction is not the same person as they would be if they weren't in addiction. This person is willing to do whatever is necessary to get money or whatever they need to be able to feed their addiction. So the person who feels like they're being helpful is making themselves a target to have everything taken from them by this person in the addiction, because they struggle to see that the person they care for is not the person they normally would be. Tell me about intrusion. I feel like, for me, this card is going back to the beginning. I feel like if this person doesn't, the person who's doing the enabling, if they don't give the money to this person freely, then this person is just going to turn around and steal from them. Or that could be the reason why this enabler is doing this, is because they're afraid that they're going to steal from someone else. It said on the bottom at the beginning, criminal record. They could be worried that this person is going to go to jail. But the person who is enabling is not responsible for the person in the addiction's actions. They have to let the cards fall where they may and let this person take responsibility for their own actions. So the Four of Swords, Ten of Wands in reverse, and Seven of Cups in reverse. That's what this is saying. Ten of Wands in reverse is ending burdens. So it's saying the person who's enabling needs to take the burden off their shoulders and put it back where it belongs. There needs to be separation here. That's indicating no longer enabling. In order for this person to heal, the burden needs to be placed back on their shoulders. It's indicating, to me, this feels like this is someone on the outside looking in at an enabler and someone in addiction, because it's saying this needs to become clear to this person. I could also be speaking to an enabler, because it's indicating this, someone needs to see this clearly. Tell me about the Four of Swords, Ten of Wands in reverse, Seven of Cups in reverse, Eight of Wands in reverse, the Six of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. It's saying there needs to be no contact. And I know for someone who's in the situation, it's easier said than done. But what you're after is to put this person in a position where they have nowhere else to go. The goal here is to get this person out of addiction. It's not to continue to feed that addiction. So whenever you take away all this person's resources, it backs them into a corner in order to get help. But also, once again, it takes the addict is going to make their needs everyone else's needs. And it's saying you need to take back your power, where their problems are not your problems. Because everyone around this person is going to carry the weight of their addiction. And it's saying that's not yours to carry. Okay. Eight of Wands in reverse, Six of Wands, Queen of Cups. Ten of Pentacles. I do feel like this is some sort of family situation. Yeah. Take action to recognize that this is not your burden to carry. Yeah. It's saying someone is feeling stuck. The person who is enabling doesn't want the person in the addiction to suffer, but they're also suffering at the same time as this addict is. The addict is making the enabler suffer. And it's saying any confusion or illusion needs to become clear in order to get unstuck. This is about seeing things clearly. Tell me about intrusion. The garden, this is a social gathering or something being out in the open. Storks, a new beginning, child or pregnancy. And the crossroads. Yep. Time to choose a path. This is talking about seeing things clearly. Once again, that confusion or illusion becoming clear and letting go of the burden. This could have something to do, either you could be the enabler, could be the child, the addict could be the child, but this is also starting something new by putting the responsibility where it belongs and off of the enabler's shoulders. All right. Let's get the timing cards. Messages for the collective. You have February. And on the bottom is June. You have a no and a yes. So those months could be significant. Messages. You have, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. And on the bottom it says, directing my focus onto what's thriving creates more of what I want. All right, everyone, that is what I have for you. If this reading did resonate, or if you enjoyed the reading, please hit the like button, subscribe if you like, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.